Hello, fellow collectors, and welcome back to Galick Toy Talk. What are we on? Episode 7?
Yeah, I think it's 7.
7?
I do
Okay.
believe.
Okay, so...
Lucky 7.
Lucky 7, possibly episode 8.
Interesting to note my birthday is on the 7th of this month.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. Not far away.
7 days.
Yeah, so welcome, guys. We do apologise that there was no upload at the end of last week, and we are a few days late. That's because our respective items we were waiting on didn't show up until today, but luckily they showed up. Today's Monday.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting mine till tomorrow. So.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure when mine was coming because I didn't have any tracking, so that's awesome, and I'm really, really happy about that.
Yeah, nice. So let's see what you got first.
Okay, so we'll start off with me, and I got these beautiful connector sands we've been talking about for the last few weeks. You'll get the reference if you follow our Toy Talks, guys. But here is the boxes. So the new Bunpresto tag fighters from Dragon Ball Super Broly the movie. Pretty cool looking, and really, really awesome. Super excited to get these on the review stand, which I will probably be doing later today, so probably expect that up sometime tomorrow, guys. But yeah, really super happy with those, John. What do you think?
Yeah, they're very cool. Like, as you see, he's got another stand here in case you want to put them just by themselves. And they have a few weird slots on there just to deceive us, which we learnt.
Yeah.
It's really just to position them slightly different.
Yeah, so we played around with them a little bit just because John asked what the deal was with them, and it was just like I suspected. All the holes are exactly the same, and at the end of the at the end of the day, there is only really one way both of them fit on there, and it is just them back to back. But that's how they look.
But yeah, they're beautifully molded, like just and nicely weighted. Like even with those stands, like they're well thick stands.
Yeah, they are.
The Vegeta's really well done.
I love the Vegeta.
Yeah, he's got a really nice angry face, like.
And the colouring's really nice on the Vegeta too.
Goku's still really
Not
nice
too
as
dark.
well. Like, but yeah, the
Vegeta's the standout.
Definitely, yeah.
But what I like is that it's, two different figures connected onto one base. They've done this before with figures that go together, but the dramatic showcase Cell and the Cell and the Gohan and that. They don't connect together, but the
still sort of designed.
The Goku that comes with it, if you get the Goku as well, there's room for him on his stand for the Gohan as well.
Nice.
Which is really good, but the Gohan by itself just comes with this nice little clear stand.
Just for him.
For him, that looks really good, but if you get the Goku as well, which I did probably years later,
and then attaches to it.
It attaches to it. Nice. This is a lot more intricate with the fact that they've gone, they
make it connect to either base.
Yeah, like if you look at the Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue Goku I've got on the Bunpresto wall over there, that actually came in two separate pieces too, like Trunks and the Spirit Sword down there. Yeah. So this is a lot better, I think, because if you're just getting one, you're actually getting a figure. You're not just getting an effect.
Yeah, you're not just getting half of the scene.
Yeah, this is a much better way to do it, and I hope this is something they continue in the future, because this is just fantastic. And I actually wish the last tag fighters, which was the Frieza and Goku from the end of Dragon Ball Super, had looked had come off as nice as this. I thought this was really good. I'm super happy with it. I think it's going to be a really nice piece.
Yeah, it'll suit your collection nicely.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might go in the back of that Detolf. I might take the Goku out, or something's got to go from that Detolf.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, what about you, buddy?
And then I decided I'd just get a small prime. And
it's almost bigger than me.
One of the smallest ones on the market, but no, it's actually Lewin Resources Prime, which is pretty much a 1/12 scale prime. It turns out. I'm not sure if that's actually what they were going for when they made it, or if it was just oversized to a certain scale. But the SH Fig Arts behind us are actually 1/12 scale, so this is legit, pretty much how big Optimus Prime would be to a real human being.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty cool.
yeah, once he's in truck mode, the cab actually fits a figure inside, so we can actually have someone like Goku riding it, or put Roshi in there, or Bulma or
Yeah, that's
something.
gonna be
Bulma
awesome.
would probably look good in there.
Yeah,
since
you
it's
definitely have to
robot.
bring it back for another episode so we can
Yeah.
play around with it in the truck and just
Definitely.
have some fun with it.
But yeah, he's very solid. Like, as we had to play around, like, I can't even basically bend the ratchet without grabbing it. So
It's pretty cool.
very
It is
solid.
very cool.
Nice, like, little ball jointed sort of fingers. So
Do the eyes light up?
it does. So there's lights in the eyes. There's lights in the cannon. These lights light up. The Matrix lights up as well. Like, which I don't have the batteries in it yet, guys. But so there's his Matrix,
Yeah,
which that also lights up. So
and that's like solid die cast metal as well. I was having to play with that before he put it in there, and yeah, pretty impressive. I don't go in for my the old school Transformers. If you guys follow the channel, you know I like Beast Wars. But John is the resident Transformer expert around here. And yeah, it's even myself not appreciating Transformers nearly as much as he does. This is a pretty epic piece, John.
yeah, once I saw photos exactly of the SH Figuarts figures lined up with it, it was just a must-have for me. Because that's really what I'm focusing on these days, is the Dragon Ball Z line and Figmas and Revoltex, which are all that sort of 1/12 scale. So
Yeah. Well, it's like I said.
definitely a buy.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said to you before we started filming. I did actually see reviews of the prototype of this quite some time ago, when I was still collecting Masterpiece Transformers. And, I did think it was a little bit too big. But honestly, actually seeing it and seeing your appreciation of it, and just the way you've been just sort of ogling it since you got here and while we were setting up before we started filming. I've been sitting here trying to talk to John while he's been sort of playing around with it, and he's just been kind of just lost in his Optimus. So
well, that's it. It's a great, like, it is obviously
it's cool. It's an impressive piece.
You still have valid points. It is quite large, and like you do lose a bit of play sort of value, but for me it's mainly for shots and scale purpose with those SH Figuarts. So once I put him in a good pose or get him in the truck mode, there's endless potential fun there for me in photos.
Yeah. Well, hell, you could even get like a little wrench, like a little spanner or something, and then like stand him next to your car. So he's like helping change your tire or something. Like the possibilities are endless for just what you could do.
Get him to help, like, boxing the parcels for Robo Toys and stuff. So I'll got a little helper helping me out with the parcels, and have him handing a box of Optimus Prime to me. Optimus Prime handing an Optimus Prime over.
He's like handing it up to you.
Yeah, from the inside the box, like, handing it.
That's gold. Yeah, no, I like that. See, possibilities are endless.
And so, but yeah, that's about all I got this week. I mean, I've got a Golden Lagoon Prime, but we might save that for another video when I bring him back in truck.
What's Golden Lagoon?
So it's a golden version of Optimus Prime MP10. In an episode of G1, there was a Golden Lagoon that they found, and it was sort of filled with energon, or I forget the exact storyline, but they basically went in it and all became golden coated for an episode. So then, they actually have made a homage to that episode and done a lot of golden figures, so you could get Optimus Prime, Beachcomber, Sea Spray, Perceptor and Starscream all in gold figures.
Yeah.
So I've got the Beachcomber. I've got Sea Spray, which is the hovercraft.
Is that the same Sea Spray I had that was like
It's the power. Yeah, but he's the Power of the Primes version, not the G1 version.
No, it wasn't a G1 version. It was a newer one.
Yeah, Power of the Primes. Yeah. He's sort of about yay big and turns into like a little hovercraft. And it's that gold.
Yeah, I think you sold me one.
Yeah, so it would
back
be
when
that,
I was collecting them.
Yeah, and it's gold version. So only gold plated where they don't need to rub.
Because I think 90% of my Transformers I bought off you.
I sold a lot of people Transformers back in the day.
From that
I spent thousands.
I think there was only 2 or 3 lots of Transformers that I bought. Like, I bought one big lot from America.
Yeah.
And the guy even threw in one, and that that was like
Yeah, you
heaps,
think back
heaps
in-
of the like Armada ones and Generations ones
Back
that
when
I
I moved
wanted.
with Leek, I think I was just buying thousands. Remember, like
Yeah,
I was buying
ridiculous amounts of
Combiner Wars,
Transformers.
Masterpiece, G1, Power of the Primes, everything I could get my hand on.
Do you remember when we were in Singapore
Yeah.
and we got super excited?
Just to see the
Yeah, in 2015, John and I flew to Japan and we had a quick layover in Singapore while we were waiting for our flight. And we went into the little toy shop they have there, and we were both collecting Combiner Wars
Yeah.
Transformers at the time, and we'd had the whole first series here.
I think it was Cyclonus that we picked up there.
Yeah, I think you're right. But like,
Cyclonus,
because that was the second series, like we'd
Yeah.
had the first series all released here, and we'd got them all.
Mm.
Like, I'd made two of the big combiners.
Yeah,
like
I
both
had
the
all mine
combiners.
still in packets. Like,
Yeah,
I know
and then
from
we
like-
went to Singapore and we bought one of everything because they had all of like the second series there.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Got on the plane with bags of Transformers.
Yeah, and then we got to Japan and I just remember it just being constantly just carrying bags of Transformers around.
Next 15 days or so, just
Yeah.
toys and toys.
I do remember the trip to Osaka being a bit of a mission.
I
Just,
still regret not getting that
just
right.
because you bought so much stuff.
Yeah, but I still
Oh
wish
no,
I-
when we left Osaka,
Yeah, and
sorry.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah,
No, and I
yeah.
still wish I bought that raw figure though,
Yeah.
even with all the stuff we had.
Yeah, because we were only in Osaka for, what was it, like 2 or 3 days?
Nights or something.
2 nights.
Like, so.
So we only had, like, I think it was 3 hours to check out Den
Yeah,
Town.
not long. Like, really, don't book yourself fucking say like
Yeah.
all these sightseeing shit because it just messes up your timetable and you don't get to go do shit
Yeah.
because you're constantly waiting.
If there's shit you want to do, you know,
Leave yourself a
go
whole
do
day
it. But leave yourself, you know, a day in that
with
city
no plans.
with
like,
no plans to just wander around and enjoy yourself.
Sometimes it takes an hour or so on the train just to get to
Yeah.
a place or location, an extra half an hour to find it. So, you know, you're already 2.5 hours into the day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so.
But then what did we, then after Osaka, because we were in Shinjuku, we went to Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji, Hiroshima. Then it was Osaka, Osaka near Den Town for like 2 nights.
Yep.
Or it might have even only been a night. Or
Yeah.
no, I think it was
And that
two.
was
And
the
then-
first 8
and then it was-
days.
yeah, and then it was Hiroshima. Then it was Akihabara for
At the last
15.
8 days.
No, it was like
No, 8 days.
9. I thought it was like.
No, it's 8 days, because we were there 16 days.
All up, yeah.
and
that's
it
right.
was 8 days of...
So no, it was 7 days first, then or whatever, and we were there for we were definitely in Akihabara for 9 days.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
whichever.
Yeah,
then,
no, that,
you know,
I think that makes sense.
and then it was another 9 days of other stuff.
Yeah.
Because 9 and
'Cause I think-
you're 16.
I think we might have been
No,
there...
7 days of other stuff. You're right.
I think we might have been there for 2 days, and then Canadian John...
Yeah, you're right.
showed
Because
up,
it was
'cause
7
he
days
was
of
with
other
us a
stuff.
week.
Like 7 days of like all the other activities and staying.
Yep.
And then it was 9 days in Akihabara straight,
Yeah. Yeah.
which equals 16 days.
And we can both definitely recommend that.
And even after the 9 days, we still found shops on the last day that were only a block or 2 away that we'd never seen.
And I couldn't find again when I went there a couple of years later.
That's how busy and packed a place it is.
But when I went for my trip,
With Jess.
with my ex Jess,
It's safe to say shops could have moved.
yeah,
You know,
no, that's
shit
it.
does
And
close down
you know,
and change.
and they knock shit down, rebuild shit. But I can definitely recommend when Jess and I went there, because we were just going mainly for toy shopping, very little sightseeing.
Well, we went to Akihabara just for toy shopping.
Yeah, like that's what we went there
The first
for.
half of our trip was sightseeing.
Yeah,
the
so
other
when
half-
Jess and I went there, my big focus was toy hunting.
Yeah.
I wanted to just basically do what you and I did for 9 days, I wanted to do for 16 days.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did that, I accomplished that. I shipped back heaps of stuff and had a blast.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing it again. But I haven't mentioned it on the channel, but I am going to be saving up to head to America for KamehamehaCon 3 next year, guys. So I will be there. So that should be really cool.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, my first time in America.
Don't get killed.
Yeah. So I'm really, really excited. Just to go down and see KamehamehaCon and see what it's all about. And just see so many passionate people that are so passionate about Dragon Ball like I am.
It'd be very interesting.
So yeah, that's really, really exciting. So my May trip for Japan has now become my May trip to America.
Yeah, nice.
So I'll be going to America in May, and then just depending on where I'm at and what's going on with pre-orders and stuff that's coming out and where money is, I definitely will be putting money into my next trip to Japan after that for sure.
Yeah, sweet.
Just because, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, does that about wrap it up, or any game news? Or?
Well, have you been playing anything this week?
Nah, nothing exciting.
Okay. Well, I've pretty quick for me because I've only been playing that Yu-Gi-Oh game. I've finished. I'm 2 duels off finishing the whole original series, and then moving on to Yu-Gi-Oh GX or DX or whatever it's called.
Yep.
And then I've been playing a lot of Jedi Academy the last few days.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, haven't had a lot of time to play, but a few times in the last week or so, I've sat down for probably a good couple hours, like hour or two,
just had a blast,
and just made it through. I think I'm like a good. I don't know if I'm halfway or about 3/4 of the way.
Yeah, nice.
It's a bit hard to judge because you have the first lot of the game is broken up. You have, I think it's like 4 or 5 quests. It's like 4 quests you have to do and a 5th optional one.
Yeah.
And then you have like a boss level sort of thing that's 2 big levels, and then you've got another 5 missions. 4 of them you have to do. The 5th is optional.
Spoilers.
Once again. And that's just so you can up your force powers, because every time you do a mission you get a force point.
No.
But if you know the game well, you can just skip it. And there's a couple of those missions that are just real throwaway ones. Like one, you've got to avoid this snake, like this desert worm. So you've got to jump from all the different stuff, and if you land on the sand for too long, it just eats you. And there's another one that's I'm not up to. I just passed and I skipped that one because you have to pretty much be on a speeder bike for a good chunk of it, and the speeder bike mechanics are just broken in Jedi Academy for anyone that ever played it.
Sort of like when you'd get on a motorbike back in the old GTA games, and they're just so fast.
Yeah, it's.
Like, but but I'm not saying it's the exact same. But meaning like, hey, you just wouldn't get on bikes because they were just horrible.
It's even worse. Like the controls are so bad. Like I've done that mission half a dozen times, and every time I get so frustrated with it because I get lost, or my speeder bike will get destroyed, and then I'm just. I don't know where I'm going, and the level's so huge, and it's meant to be navigated by a speeder bike, so
fun.
You'll be going forever. So that's what I've been doing, and really enjoying it. I'm probably gonna try and, but that's why I skip those levels, because I don't enjoy those levels. But yeah, I have really been enjoying that. And the only other thing I was gonna say is that Yu-Gi-Oh game has got me really had me highly considering getting back into playing the actual trading card game, and I caved the other day. I went into EB when I was grabbing a game, and I happened to pick that up.
He caved. He bought some cards.
Yeah. I bought a deck. I've still got my original deck, but through playing the game, I've seen a lot of new cards that are going to work for my existing deck.
It gets pretty technical too now.
Yeah,
some of the new cards, like.
So I'm really excited about getting back into it. I've got a shopping list of cards that I'm going to go out this week and purchase.
I wish I didn't sell my original deck, because then I'd get back into it, but it's still just such a dangerous path, Well, I want to spend so much money because I do love the old collectible card games.
Well, see, I'm lucky because I have that existing deck. I only have to spend $40 to $80.
I was going to say $1,000.
$40 to $80 to get all the cards I want, and I'm going to have the deck I want, and it's going to be perfectly structured with all the cards I need, and at the end of the day,
that's all you want.
That's all I want. I don't have to spend I have to spend less than $100. So that's cool.
Oh well, yeah. I guess that about wraps everything up then.
That does. So thank you very much for joining us as always, guys. A little bit of a shorter episode this week because we got a lot less to talk about. But we hope you enjoyed it anyway. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to drop a like down below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. John, where can they find you?
They can find me over at Alatnarat Corp on Facebook or over at Robo Toys, where we get all these nice, lovely third-party figures.
Nice. And you can find me over on Facebook at Galick Toys to connect with me there too, guys. And thank you as always for watching, and we will catch you next week. Thank you once again, and
Thanks, guys.
bye for now.
See you then.